Thanks, everyone. All right. Well, it's good to see you all. Please gather around. And welcome to our 2024 Ozark Natural Foods Annual Members Meeting. Woo-hoo. Yeah. We haven't been in person since 2019. And so in 2020 was our first year to go virtual with the rest of the world, and we just kept that going for a couple of years. So we're back. We're excited to be back with you all. It's a beautiful day. A lot of amazing, favorable folks came to join us today, so thank you all for your time, and thank you for being here. Before we get too far in, I especially want to talk about why we're here. The biggest reason of that is that we're a cooperative, and we're especially a food cooperative. And beyond that, we're the last and only food cooperative in the state of Arkansas, which is really exciting. We're very proud about that. Thank you all. Thank you all. And that's all in part because of all of you that show up as customers, as member owners, as shoppers, with your families. You tell your friends. That's what keeps this place going. The beautiful thing about being a cooperative is that we have a democratic process for how we operate. And so all of you who are member owners are able to vote on our bylaws. You do things like tell us who the board members are going to be by voting on that. And so that's the most important element of a co-op, at least in my mind. You can shop all kinds of places, but there's only one co-op. All right. So to get started, I want to talk about especially the agenda for today. And so I'll cover that, and then I'll kind of walk you through what's going on. So I'll be your MC. My name is Cannon McNair. I'm one of our board members here at Ozark Natural Foods. I'll be here to be your representative from the crowd, as well as host us through all the things that we have going on today. So let me go over the agenda. So the first thing we're going to do today is call for floor nominations. When we get to that point, I will kind of walk you through before we jump into it as to what that means and what we need from you all. Then we'll call the meeting to order, and from there we'll read through our 2023 annual members meetings minutes. You'll hear from our president, Randy Wilburn. You'll hear from our general manager, Dennis Hanley. And then from there, you're going to hear from our candidates this year. We have 4 amazing candidates, and we can't wait for you all to meet them. At that point, you'll also get 10 minutes for a Q&A session with those candidates. So if you have questions for those candidates as to why you want to elect them for the board, you'll raise your hand, and we'll come to you with a mic, and then we'll close out. After that, we'll have 1 ounce jig, and it's going to be a great day. So the vibes are great. The weather is great. It's a beautiful day. So this next step is our floor nominations. And before I kind of get into the actual official process, let me give you guys a rundown as to what that means. So our bylaws allow for floor nominations here at the annual members meeting for you all to bring candidates to the floor if you have someone in mind. It's not necessary for us to be able to proceed, but it is a step that is part of our bylaws. So I first will ask for floor nominations to see if anyone would like to open the floor. You can simply open the floor by making a motion, and we'll second that. So that's the simple process. If you have a candidate in mind, at that point, we will then ask who that candidate would be. So at that point, we'd raise your hand, ask who the candidate would be, and then our bylaws need a 2/3 vote from our member owners who are present to put that candidate up here with the rest of the members. Okay? So before we get started, that's kind of the rundown. All right? So I'll start from the beginning here. So our bylaws allow for board candidate nominations from the floor. The bylaws require a motion to open the floor. If anyone is planning to nominate a candidate from the floor, please raise your hand, identify yourself by the name associated with your membership, and attest that you are an active member. Give me 1 second here. Okay. I'm not seeing any calls to open the floor, so we'll proceed with our meeting. Thank you all so much. All right. So I'd like to officially call the 2024 annual members meeting to order. Really appreciate you for joining us this afternoon. Again, my name is Cannon McNair. I'm one of our board members here. And I would also like to introduce our other board members that are present with us today. And if you will, just kind of, raise your hand to acknowledge yourself. So first, we have Randy Wilburn, our president of the board. Yeah. We have Danielle Hoffman, our vice president of the board. We have an outgoing secretary-treasurer, but I would like to at least announce her, who is Leanne Baribeau. I don't believe she's here, but Leanne's amazing. And we have other members with us today, which is Denny Warren, Jacob Sheetsley, Joshua Youngblood, Nick Carson, and Tony Fairman. Thank you all so much. Now our Vice President, Daniel Hoffman, will read our minutes from 2023.
I'm going to take Did I? Okay, can anybody hear me? Okay, I'm going to stand over here. All right, so let's go over the annual owners meeting minutes from 2023. So, thanks again, everyone, for being here. We really appreciate you. All right, Denny Warren, welcome the owners and explain the process for opening the floor to nominate candidates from the floor. Motion to open the floor for nominations was made by member Kenny Rogers and seconded by Teresa Wolf. Vote to open the floor to nominations passed. There were no nominations from the floor. The meeting was then called to order. Denny called the meeting to order at 1:14 p.m. and introduced the current board members. Current board members were introduced: Danielle Hoffman, Randy Wilburn, Tony Fairman, Ben Ozan, Leanne Baribeau, Denny Warren, and Joshua Youngblood. Danielle Hoffman read the minutes from the 2022 annual members meeting, and a motion to approve the minutes were made by Danielle Hoffman and seconded by Randy Wilburn. Minutes were approved. I feel like I'm talking about myself in third person, so. All right, let's move on to the president's report. Randy thanked the members for attending and noted that next year's annual members meeting will likely take place in person. So, yay. The co-op is at a crossroads as it emerges from the pandemic and searches for a new general manager. Randy recognized Mike Anzalone's hard work and 17 years of commitment to Ozark Natural Foods. Randy is looking towards the future of the co-op and the structural changes that will take place to help the store move forward. Randy reflected on those board members' contributions and what the board is focused on with moving forward while focusing on a holistic strategy of working with staff and vendors to have a successful and profitable co-op. All right, the interim general manager report. Mike Anzalone resigned as store manager effective prior to the annual member meeting. An interim GM, Dennis Hanley, has been hired, and a video was shared as an introduction. He will officially start at the store Monday, September 18th. Jason Lovell, the interim finance manager, shared the co-op's financials. Jason noted that the 2022 financials are still under review by the CPA firm. With the 2022 financials still not finalized, Jason shared some financial figures, including $11.3 million in assets. Sales have dropped as inflation has increased, and the customer count is about 1,000 fewer transactions per week. As 2023 has progressed, margins have improved. The balance sheet is in great shape, and the co-op is financially healthy. On to the voting procedures. Danielle Hoffman explained procedures and deadline for voting. We then moved into board candidate introductions and candidate Q&A. The board candidates were introduced and short video statements shared. Candidates are Ashley Davis, Ben Ozan, Kenny McNair, Jacob Sheetsley, and Nick Carson. Owners had the opportunity for Q&A. Motion to close the meeting was made by Danielle Hoffman and seconded by Denny Warren. Motion carried, and meeting was adjourned at 3:16 p.m. The ONF business meeting was adjourned at 3:16 p.m. That concludes the minutes. All right. I will now entertain a motion to approve the minutes from last year's annual member meeting. When you make a motion and second, please identify yourself by the name associated with your member account. Do I hear a motion? Yes.
It's 104.
All right, we have member Pat Schramm with the motion to approve the 2023 annual member meeting minutes. Do I have a second? Lisa Garrett, seconding. All right. All right. We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. If there are any questions, please raise your hand now. Anyone? Anyone? I see no questions. Do we need to do an all in favor? All in favor of approving the minutes from last year, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Congratulations. Now our board president, Randy Wilburn, will give his report. Thank you, everyone.
Let's get a test on that. There we go. All right.
All right, you gotta love technology and microphones, right? All right, who's glad to be out here in the sun today? You guys, listen, I gotta say this. I remember 2019. Raise your hand if you were here. We were at the location in the parking lot. Oh, my mic's out again. Okay, so no, I don't think any of us realized that after that we would not be meeting again for quite some time. As a matter of fact, Zoom became a verb for us. Everything was about Zoom, getting online, meeting with people. Now we're finally back together again, and I'm really excited about it. And I just, I don't know that there's a whole lot that I can say. Yes, Danielle was correct. I did say, and it was a little prophetic, that I think we will meet outside this year, which is what we're doing. And that makes a huge difference for us because as a co-op, it's all about the outdoors. It's all about farms. It's all about those that provide the resources that we need to be able to bring to this beautiful building and share it. And so I'm just excited to be here. And I shared a couple of words of encouragement to the staff the other day and a couple of announcements that I want to make. One is we have a general manager moving forward. All right? Well, I should say we have Dennis at least for the next 5 years, if not longer. And I've started to encourage him to look around to find a house to buy because we want him to call this home for forevermore. But that's a whole nother story. I'm just excited to have a general manager. Just so you guys understand how hard it is right now in this market. When we started the process of trying to find a general manager, we were told that it could take some time. There are about, I don't know, if there's 150 co-ops, more than half of them don't have general managers in place right now. And just so you have an understanding of this, without a general manager, you don't have a leader. You don't have somebody that can direct the organization in the direction that it should go. It's great to have a good board, and we have the most amazing board ever. I will fight anybody against our board. These guys are tremendous. Between Joshua, Jacob, Nick, Danielle, Tony, and we're losing a few people. Leanne, who was part of the team that helped to design what we're seeing right now. A building, I might add, that came in second place in a national contest. So I think a lot of times we don't realize what we have. And I may have shared this last year, but I spoke to Dan Kelly, who was one of the original GMs at the co-op back in the day. A lot of you older individuals remember Dan, but Dan told me that one day he remembers with some other co-workers of the co-op coming up here to the parking lot of what was at that time. Does anybody remember it was Safeway? It was Safeway. He came up to this parking lot and he said to his team, he said, it would be great if the co-op could be right here. It's centrally located. We have 30,000 cars pass this intersection every morning. And so this is a highly trafficked area, and we're still the best kept secret in Northwest Arkansas. You can clap for that, but we got to work. We have to work on that, and that's part of what the board is working on now, which is to be out there in the forefront, in front of everyone, sharing what we're all about. And the way that we're doing that now is by trying to put our money where our mouth is, by bringing somebody like Dennis in, and basically giving him the reins and saying, "Please run with it." And one of the things that we've asked him to do more than anything else was to pour into our team members. Because for the longest time, we struggled in that area. Let's just be frank. We really struggled in taking care of our team members and edifying them and building them up. And we have gone about 180 degrees in a whole different direction now. And so I liken it to the fact that we gave somebody the reins and he's running with it. But the importance, and this is what I shared with the team the other day, is that Dennis's goal is to build leaders. Everybody in this organization now, every team member from an entry-level person just stocking shelves to a manager is a leader in this organization. And one of the goals that we have is to make sure that we train and build them up to make sure that they do the best job that they can do. And matter of fact, we understand that there are people that we're going to train today that may not be here in 3 or 4 years, but there will be others that will be. But we're setting people up for success. So you can tell your friends and family that they should consider a job at the co-op because it can set them up for future success. I have not met somebody with the passion that Dennis has when it comes to the grocery world and what he knows. When I describe him to other people, I call him a savant when it comes to business and how he runs things. And so I really want to encourage him to keep doing what he's doing. And this is a manifestation of what we've seen. And so we are starting to bring more community groups involved here. We've got Monique Jones from the St. James Food Pantry. Monique is amazing. Listen, Monique breathes and food just shows up. I mean, literally, she breathes and all of a sudden there's like a case of food right in front of you. And so, I mean, it's people like that. And, you know, even before when Mike was the general manager, he had partnered up with St. James to store food here. And we are trying to be all that we can be to a community that needs us. I think more than anything else, we can all agree that the pandemic revealed some things to us about food insecurity that we didn't realize existed. Like, how can a place like Northwest Arkansas, with all the money that's in this region, how do we have people going to bed hungry at night? And that's a real issue. And that's something that as a co-op, more than anything else, we are going to be fighting for. And we're going to be fighting to get food lockers into strategic places around our whole community, not just Fayetteville, Springdale, Rogers, and Bentonville, but I'm talking about going out into the places where people sometimes feel forgotten. Okay? And so when you think about, well, what does my investment do for the co-op? Your investment for the co-op now more than ever before is going into making sure that we can eradicate food hunger, that we can go toe-to-toe with food insecurity and make a huge difference. And so, yeah, you can clap for that. Thank you. You can clap for that. So, again, because I hear people always say, well, I'm not really sure what this place is about, referring to this building, or, wow, it's kind of expensive in there, and we're working on some of those things. But more importantly, what we're working on is making sure that people hold their head high when they walk through these doors and come to work every day, that they take care of you as members and as customers on a daily basis, that you get everything that you need when you walk through these doors, and that you have a unique experience that you won't have at any other retail outlet in Northwest Arkansas. And I dare you to show me some other place that offers what we can and have been offering. And with this amazing staff that you see here and all these amazing people, they're doing a great work. And so I just want to acknowledge the staff at Ozark Natural Foods. Let's just give them a round of applause. So I'm going to end with this because I yielded most of my time to Dennis, but my grandfather told me this a long time ago, and he passed away many years ago, but he said to me, he said, when you come to a city, if you pour into the city will give back to you. And I believe that to be true. I believe that wherever you go, wherever you find yourself planted, whatever you decide to put into that place, it will come back to you. And so in that same vein, as you think about the co-op and what it represents, and yes, I know we're not perfect and we're slowly working through things. We had some members that called us to task last year, and we're finally getting things in order. Thank you, Susanna Brennan, and so many others, Nancy Starr, Pat Schramm. I mean, we have amazing original leaders of this co-op that only want to see the best happen. And as a new board member, as somebody that's only been here a couple of years, I feel the same way. And as some of you that are just here brand new, I just want to encourage you, lean into what the co-op's doing, get involved, even if it means just shopping here with regularity, even if it means deciding to raise your hand next year to put yourself out there to run for the board. I ask that you go ahead and support what's happening here, because there is a good work happening at Ozark Natural Foods. I'm going to say it again. There is a good work happening at Ozark Natural Foods, but we can't do it without each and every one of you. So I'm gonna get off my soapbox, and I'm gonna let Dennis talk to you about, you know, the real things that matter with regard to how this organization is doing and how he's turned it around, and why when you walk through these doors now and you ask any team member about comp sales, they can actually answer that question. I dare you to go into any of these other stores and ask those team members about comp sales, and they'll look at you with a blank stare. Real talk. So there's a lot of things happening at Ozark Natural Foods that might be flying below your radar. I'm telling you to keep your eyes open, because it's only going to get better. And a lot of that has to do with this fine gentleman to my right, Dennis Hanley. Dennis, why don't you come on up?
It might seem crazy. You can take a break.
Testing. There we go. Yeah, the staff is going to be handing. The staff is. The staff. There you go. The staff's going to be handing out a snapshot, and that's what we're going to go over today. How's that? Yeah? You hear music in the background? That would be called what? Happy. That's what we want you to do when you come to Ozark Natural Foods. Have fun, okay? So today, I think it's going to be a great celebration of, guess what? Everybody that's here, it's your results. You're actually contributing, guys. The member owner, this is your co-op. This is not about last year. This is about being prideful. Because as I can tell you, as Randy stated, I'm very appreciative and very grateful, very thankful for the member owners, for the staff, and also the board of directors. What an amazing group of people we have all together. So I just want to give everybody a big round of applause. You don't put on an event like this and not have great people. Yeah. Good job, Sir Tannen. You did good. All right, now we got it. Okay, good. All right, so everybody got the flyer. All right, so I think the staff knows that I love time. Not really. So I could be here till 2 a.m. Okay, so this is very exciting today. This is about you, what you've achieved. This is member owners. This is the staff. This is the board. You put me here, and we're going to share with what you got. How's that sound? Okay, so first of all, we're gonna do Brooke. Where's Brooke? Yeah, Brooke. Talk into my microphone. What is comp sales?
Sales compared to this day, week, month, or year to last year.
Yes. Okay, so the whole staff, we talk about this every day, okay? They all know it, okay? Doesn't matter what role you have, as Randy said, it's all about people. Michelle Obama got it right. People make the difference. What we're trying to do here at Ozark, with the board, myself, make something happen for people in their lives. Make a difference. And that's really the focus. Pretty simple. The numbers mean nothing to me. The people mean more. And you're going to get some examples of it here shortly. Okay, first of all, our sales, 11.5 million. So again, this is a business meeting. These were what the sales were in 2023, January through December. Okay? Get ready for that number to change. Okay. In September, remember when Randy was talking about this? Now I want to sound not real creative here because I'm not talking as numbers, okay? And I love the numbers, but the people behind the numbers are stuff to be real excited about. Let's start with our comp sales. So looking at September 2023, that's when Randy and the board handed it to me and the staff. We were negative 0.869%, okay? So if you look at those sales of 11.5, if you have about, make it simple, if you make it 10% and your comp sales are going down, that is what's happening to many co-ops in the country. They're closing, okay? So negative comp sales is warning signs, okay? And so I just want to share with you, September 2024, this is last week, this started at 275,000. What do you think of that? A year ago, it did 198. Somebody lost 75,000, okay, a week, okay? So if you times that by 52, you can kind of see the health of the co-op today. These are the finest retailers in the world. Okay, I like to joke about them because I'm in their store every night, so I can attest to what Randy is saying because I'm asking them what comp sales are, and they don't know. Okay, but I'm just letting you know there is no better than Walmart's. You're talking about a $400 billion business compared to $11.5 million business in sales. That's quite a difference. So that's something you should be really proud of. Okay, when you look at the comp sales, they were last week 29.2 just for the week. We're right now sitting at 12.2 for the year. That's 9 months. That 12.2, I'm not very good at math, but that's over 20. Those are big numbers. So that's something to be really proud of. If you don't have sales, if they're going down, you've got a problem. And these sales are not. They're going up. So give yourself a round. That's pretty exciting. Not because I say it, the Kroger company is negative 0.5, their last quarter report, compared to our 12.2. With the Walmart, fantastic company, 3.8. We're 12.2. And those aren't numbers I'm making up. Those are factual numbers, okay? So I'm just letting you know. It's something to be real proud of. What Randy said, city of Fayetteville, boy, I tell you, I love it. I'm here because I love it. You guys won me over. This is a special place, and we're going to make it even more special, okay? But you got to feel good. You're going up against the best. There's one on one corner, Walmart. There's another one, Amazon and Whole Foods at the other. And it's the finest family-owned business harps in the country. I can tell you that. There's not too many better than them, okay? And we're getting them. We're one store so far. So we got a lot more to do. But I think it's something to be real proud of. Let's carry on here. Got to make sure I hit the time frame, okay? Got 15 minutes here. I'm going to do good today. Okay, Randy, I promise. All right, so let's talk about the income. That's something to be concerned about, right? 2023, we lost about $13,000 a month. These are not CPA certified. We're very close to finishing our audit for 22 and 23. There's not going to be a whole lot change here materially. So I'm saying it might be $100 or $200, okay? But we lost $13,000 a month in 2023. In 2024, right now, through July, we're making $19,000 a month. So what do you think of that? The team is learning about sales, gross margin, expense control, and EBITDA. That EBITDA, it just passed up a lot of players, okay, including Walmart and Kroger. So we're right around the 5 or 6 mark right now. We have a few more things that we want to detail out, and then we can really make sure we know what that number is. We'll have a goal and we'll hit it, okay? So anyway, that's something to be very happy. Red, Gordon, is that good? Red, not good. Is black good? Black is beautiful. That's retail food for you. You got to have black. If you're not in the black, you got a problem, okay? So I'm just letting you know that. All right, let's move right along. Local. We have 103 local vendors that serve this co-op today. It's about 12% of our sales. Currently, right now, co-ops across the country are running around 2 or 3%. So I think what we're going to see is we're going to see that number continue to grow because I'm just starting to figure out the community. My goal, my personal goal for there is 20%. So the local vendors, spread the rumor. Who's ever out there and hasn't talked to us or had issues in the past, let's forget the past. Let's use it as history, and let's change it for the future for the better, okay? We got a lot of work to do there. We're going to do a lot better. It has some information there on local, just details. Just want to make sure you know that. All right, here's the cool part. We have 12,271 members. We've given out 58,000 in member discounts. This is 2023. That number is changing because we have 10% off member 72-hour store-wide sale this weekend, in case you didn't know. So all the member owners get 10% off of your purchases with a few exclusions. We have senior and student discounts. We have our wellness 15% off on the first Wednesday. We have tap room Tuesday, 10% off on the second Tuesday. And the bulk Thursday, 15% off the third Thursday. We have more programs coming for member owners, so just to let you know, I think we're just learning what you like, okay? So look for more of that to happen. Okay, isn't that nice? The siren's coming. This is all about the staff next. Yes. I hope everybody's all right. Cannon, we can still talk over the sirens. That's pretty good. Okay, so just so that you're clear, we have 78 full and part-time staff, okay? This is really important. Our full-time percentage of those 78 is 78%, 22% part-time. Is that very important in today's retail food industry? Yes. We have a new playbook, just so you know that. I heard that from somebody in the last few weeks. This has got a new playbook, this co-op, and a way we go about retailing. People first. Everything else will come, okay? Those two fantastic retailers I'm talking about, their goal is 25 to 30% full-time. Yours is 78%. So we're investing in people, exactly like Randy said, and we have no plans to change that, okay? Insurance benefits. I would share with you that the folks in the past did an amazing job with benefits. This particular store gives medical and dental insurance benefits. 67% of our full-time staff are using those benefits. Find me somebody on that street that has that percentage. You're not going to find it. The reason is because they're hiring more part-time, so there's no benefits to give, okay? So it's a very good program. We have some more work to do in the PTO area for the staff that we're working on, okay? So I just want to let you know. But that is a huge shot there. As something to be really proud of. Okay, September 2023, annualized team turnover rate was 153%. That's normal. Walmart's 225. The Kroger company is 2,200 stores, about to get another 1,500 stores, is about 195. We were 153. Well, guess what? Since that time today, our analyzed team turnover is 4.8. Now, yeah, I love that you're clapping because I can just assure you, I know that the member owners, the community, the staff, and the board's tough on me, okay? They want the money. Got to have the money or we can't be sustainable, right? But just make sure you know one thing. That number there is the most important number to me, and that's because people get the numbers, okay? So again, I just want to share my gratitude, my gratefulness, my appreciation for this staff. They have put up with a lot of patience of this guy who talks a lot. So let's just give them another round of a hand. Good job. And I never do anything unless I get permission. So Gordon, can you stand up for me? Gordon is a person who's been working in our co-op for over 4 years. And we're working on trying to get him more money. And so what we did is we gave him a goal. And the goal is the first is to get SurfSafe training and then get some additional training. And guess what? Last week, what did he do, Brooke? He aced it. Did this way. So I just want to point out the most important thing in this co-op is people. And when we talked about this when I started, all the member owners told me, oh my gosh, and this staff told me, this staff is not quiet, okay? They want this culture turned around and they want to make more money. Am I right? All right, well, we're not there. The culture's better. I can tell you this, my pledge is never going to be good where I want it to go because we'll keep improving it every day, okay? So you have my pledge. Culture, you don't get to the destination. If you're smart, you keep improving, and that's what we're going to do, okay? So that's number one. Number two, a promise is a promise. I told them the culture, we're going to improve it. The staff, is the culture getting any better? Okay. I didn't hear that. Okay, that's much better. Okay, good. All right, and the second is the pay. We started at pay rate $11 an hour. Just so you know, we started in September. A few months ago, we went up to $13.50. Thursday, we raised it to $14.50. So we're now at $14.50 an hour. That's going to go in effect in just a couple of days. We have a goal. So if you come to our huddles, the number one goal is what, Alicia, what's our goal? $16 an hour. Just a goal, personal goal of mine. That's one goal. The personal goal is this co-op, the staff is paid mess inland on an hourly rate. Okay, that 16 puts us right there. Okay, I'm just putting it out there. Okay, So we're still working on that. How are we going to get that done? You come in and shop. That's right. Come in and buy some bananas. Go buy a soda. What's it called? Olipop. Yeah. Alicia, help me out here. What do we do? Do we write people up for performance? Have we written anyone up? We don't write people up. We develop. So check that to the competition. You can't talk. You got to have the actions, right? People first. So that's number one. Number two, do we write people for being late? Why would we do that? We got a very complex environment for all of us working, right? Everybody's got lots of things going on. Some of you got 3 kids and you got 1 car. How do you get those kids to all the places they got to go? And then you're late from work, right? And then you have a difficult conversation, which, why would they be difficult? Why would you have difficult conversations if you care about the person, right? So I'm just letting you know, we'll rewrite their schedule. How about that? So that's a different playbook, okay? Check the competition, you get it right up, okay? So anyway, just letting you know, we got a lot more there to do. Okay, last, community. The community, that's all of us, raised $50,076 through donations and Roundup. And now we have a new giving advisory committee. We have our directors that are on that. We also have Pat, one of our longstanding member owners, and Barbara. So give them a big round of a hand. Trying to get the community involved in us, okay? All right. How about that? I have 1 minute. I think I'm going to get an all-star on this. Okay. I move fast. You have a document. I can tell you that I want to leave you with the last thing. Wow. I got to tell you, a year ago, I was in Minnesota. It was cold, okay? Yesterday, I reminded myself, boy, I'm so happy I'm in Fayetteville, Arkansas. But it was hot at that game, okay? And all I would say to you is, whatever you think about Ozark Natural Foods, okay? New playbook. Let's not look at the success. Let's look at the future, and let's get this to be best in land co-op, okay? And how are we going to do that? We all got to be together, right? And I can tell you that why am I here? This is year number 49. It's starting next month, okay? In retail food around the world. Why here? It's because of this board. The board of directors and the GM have a heck of a partnership going. Does that make sense? We got a heck of a partnership. The member owners, are you kidding me? These people coming in and they're hugging me. I even got a kiss today, okay? This is not normal. We got a special thing going on here. So help me get rid of the past. That's what I'm trying to say, okay? Let's just create the best in land co-op. And lastly, this staff, I mean, they get me going. There's 78 people on this staff, okay? And I'd like the directors to stand up, Alicia and Marie and Lisa. Where are you, Lisa? It's our 3 directors. Let me tell you what. You compliment these 3 about somebody, and what do? No, it's not me. They compliment the staff member. That's what we got going on here. And I can tell you why I want to be here. It's something that Randy's grandfather told him. It's something... it's really something to me. Will Smith, he said, you know what? When you got everything, all you want to do is bring happy to wherever you go. And so if you want to know why I want to be here, that's the reason, okay? And I believe I can make a big difference here. I'm going to work hard at it. I don't think I'm very good. I'm 17. I really believe that. Nathan, I really believe I'm 17. I'll never get to 18 because I want to keep learning, okay? And I'm going to learn if you talk to me, okay? So member owners, you had a little discussion in the past and maybe it didn't go great. It's okay. It's all right. Look at this great building and where we are today before you critique the past. Well, come talk to me. I'll listen. If I can do it, we'll figure it out. Does that make sense? Okay, I want to leave you with one last thing. Anne-Marie and I worked on this. We're just starting, but it's why I want to be here. And it's what you have in the 78 staff members. Diversity in every form is one of the most important success factors for our co-op. Our approach to diversity is simple. It's about embracing everyone, from cultivating a culture where all employees can bring their authentic, whole selves to work. Does that make sense? And what I'm trying to tell you is we have it all going on inside this store with these 78, okay? And I will just share with you the new playbook. If you use your own values, I'm not saying you shouldn't, okay? I'm just saying it's kind of hard if you're looking at somebody and they're not like you. Does that make sense? So that's the part to me why I'm real excited to be here. This is so diverse, this staff, and I'm so excited because it gets me so fired up to turn that car on to get here to help them, okay? And a lot of people won't. We're going to. I just need your help there, okay? Takes a new playbook. Have a great afternoon. I'm really proud of all of you. Good job.
Things up. All right, cool. Are we on? Are we live? Yes, I'm on. All right, here we go. Thanks, Dennis. Thanks, Randy. Thanks, Danielle. Great job, everyone. So now we're going to move into our candidate nominations. We got the band starting the vibes over here, too. So, I mean, if you guys get those bongos going, we'll just vibe it up. I love it. All right, cool. If I could have the candidates, please join me up here in these chairs over here. Yeah, give them a hand. They're so stoked. Please. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. All right. So before we move into the candidate process, I want to read through our voting procedures so that you all are very well informed as to what we're going to do from here. Yep. Got it right here. All right, cool. All right, first, so you can vote online. So we've got a great online voting process that starts tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. You can do that by going to onf.coop and click on the vote link. That'll be live for 2 weeks starting today. So by the end of this month is like the process. You'll have to vote for all these candidates here. You can also vote here in person. We'll have ballots here at the store as you either you check out or up at the front. And be sure to include your name and your owner number. Those are the most important elements. And if you need any help at any point during that time, we'd be happy to help you out, especially find someone at customer service or contact us through the website. All right. So now, we're going to go through one of the most important processes of today, which is to hear from our candidates. The beautiful thing about a cooperative is that it's democratic. You all tell us who's going to serve on this board. And these fine 4 people here next to me are our candidates for 2024, and they're going to start with 2-minute speeches, each of them, and after that, we're going to have 10 minutes for you all to ask questions for them to answer. So we're going to start with Emma, and if you guys will just come right up here, and we'll switch out. Thank you, Emma.
Hello, co-op community. My name is Emma Bell, and I'm honored to be here today to get to talk to you guys a little bit about me and my passion for the co-op and its future. I've been a member of the co-op for a little over 5 years now, at least long enough to still consider this location the new location. But I know for many of you, this location is the new location. But the reason I'm here and the reason I want to sit on your board is to give an already excellent team a young and fresh perspective, a new set of eyes, if you will. I think most of you can agree that the co-op is the heart of Fayetteville's organic health and wellness community and movement. And this is a place where we can come together to make decisions that not only benefit our health, but the health of our community, economy, and environment. I envision a future where we have a plethora of growth and inclusion and adaptability, where we remain this vital pillar of the community, but are ever evolving to meet its needs. I picture an initiative where we have educational workshops hosted by our vendors where they can come in and educate us not only about their product, but the decisions that go into their product that make this product so desirable. I envision a future where we pay our staff a livable wage, a wage that matches their already existing robust benefits that you'd find in office and corporate-like settings. I'd love for that wage to match like that too. And lastly, I'd love to leverage technology for growth and connection, from an online members portal and directory to online ordering and in-store pickup to a loyalty rewards program where you can track and spend your rewards online. But most importantly, I want others to love this community as much as I do and as much as my family does. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to be here and the potential to serve you all on this board. Thank you so much.
All right, let's bring up Josh to the stage. Yep, you ready?
Really kind of diverse.
There you go.
It is
All right.
not written that way.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? My name is Joshua Youngblood. Some of you might remember me from being on this board for the last 12 years. It's a long time. If you don't remember me, or maybe you don't recognize me, I'll go ahead and apologize up front. I had a little bit of a mouth-jaw procedure, so I'm going to try to choose my words carefully and make them as clear as possible. I am so thankful and so grateful for the opportunity to run for the board of directors again at Ozark Natural Foods. I truly love this place. Since I moved to Fayetteville in 2011 with my wife and then 2 boys, now 3 boys, we've thought of this as the center of our world, frankly, the center of our community, center of our culture. And I truly love not just the co-op as it was, the co-op what it represents in the ideal, but the co-op as it evolves, as it changes into. And the last year, and again, I've been on this board for a while, the last year has been a truly inspiring, challenging, and eye-opening couple of months and time for me. I've been on the board, so I take a little bit of responsibility for some of the things that didn't go quite right. But I also really am proud to take responsibility for how much we have shown through Dennis and our in-store leadership, how much we truly love and value our staff, how much we've embraced this place, and how much we're willing to take on a evolving and changing Northwest Arkansas and be a real, true leader here. I think our co-op's been around for 53 years. That's a really long time. And right now is the moment when we can really step into a leadership role. We can do that through supporting nonprofits. People taking on challenges like food insecurity, a very real thing in this very wealthy place, which we've heard about a little bit already today. We could spread the co-op message. We do co-op really, really well. Why aren't there more co-ops in Northwest Arkansas? How can we help housing co-ops, mechanics co-ops, producers co-ops? How can we be the partner for those organizations? How can we blend our expertise and, frankly, our resources, financial resources, into those endeavors? How can we address problems that keep getting worse in Northwest Arkansas, even though we all love this place, like the cost of rent? That's something that our co-op can put our weight behind, and we can definitely put our cooperative principles behind that. So a little bit of my bio, if you don't know me, I've been on co-op boards now for 18 years. That's a really long time. I've been president of 2 different food co-ops. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm also a faculty member at the U of A. I've been a faculty member there for 13 years, ever since I moved here. And I've been involved with a lot of other community organizations, whether it's from historical preservation to land trust to lots of different groups. And so I take this community very seriously. I take it to heart, and I really believe in taking the time and energy you have and pouring it back into it. And so if you gave me the opportunity to invest a little bit more, I'd really be grateful for it. I'd love to be able to, lean into my strengths, policies, bylaws, a lot of stuff that not everybody loves. I do love those things. But also just be here for those conversations to hold a space for all of you to keep telling us things, challenging us, and seeing how we can be better. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Kim Bryden. I've been a local advocate and champion for local farm, food, and beverage entrepreneurs my entire personal and professional life. In fact, I am a small business owner, and my company is called Curate, and our mission is to shift dollars back into our local communities by building an empowered supply system to meet this wild, changing consumer demand that we have going on. And why it's relevant to you is that we've provided over 5,000 hours of business management and marketing services to the awesome local vendors that are on your shelves. Shout out Bartleby's, woot woot, as well as Lab Lolly and Ashami Tea. And so I've seen firsthand what the co-op does for the professional growth of our small business community. If people want to step out of farmers markets and diversifying their revenue streams, this is the place to do it. It's too hard to go from farmers market to Fortune 1 retailer. So I, as a potential board member, want to make sure that this local small business, in the face of our retail landscape, that is, has the sustainability and profitability to exist over time so that we can continue to bolster economic development and those dollars circulating throughout our community. That's what I make sure that I would champion as a potential board member, and I can't wait to see all of you every single day. So if you have any questions, I'm excited and looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you. Hi. I'm excited and nervous to be here. My name is Megan Knutson. I've been shopping here for over 10 years. I really love it here. It feels like home to me. It feels like more than just a store. It's somewhere where I connect with people. I am excited to access local and sustainably grown food here. I've been farming for about 7 years. I manage the Samaritan Farm, and we grow produce that we serve in our soup kitchens and food pantries. I have a big heart for fighting food insecurity, and I have my LMSW in social work, so I feel that gave me a really good background in advocacy. What I've learned from going to some of the board meetings and reading about the policies is that a lot of being on the board is advocating for the needs of the owner members, the staff members, the farmers that sell here, and the community. I feel that I have a strength in that, and also I shop here like every day, so I feel like I understand what's happening and I see it. I am impressed by a lot of their ideas. I love them, and I feel that I would also want to focus on sustainability and increasing product availability, staff support. I'm really excited to hear about the increased staff wages. I think there's a lot of room for growth there, and also outreach events. I remember a long time ago I helped with the trail cleanup, and the co-op gave free scones and coffee, and I thought that was really sweet to connect with other partnerships that are doing sustainable outreach. So I think doing more of that, and there's something else, but I don't remember what it was. So I really appreciate y'all's time and listening to me, and thank you for your consideration.
Wow. Okay. I'm just incredibly impressed by this set of candidates up here that we have to present to you all this year. This is amazing. So now we're going to move into 10 minutes of Q&A from you all. Any question you would like to ask, you can ask that specifically of a candidate, or if you don't specify a candidate, we'll just ask all candidates to answer that question. So, and if you have a question, just raise your hand. Lisa over here will come to you, and we'll gather the questions. Here we go. We have a contestant, Pat.
Testing.
There we go.
I would like to know from each one of you what you see as your primary goal as a board member of this co-op.
Awesome. And if you guys just want to come join me, we'll just come to standing. Is that okay? Yeah? Cool? All right. You want to go? Yeah?
All right. So I think we're just in order of stepping up. So I'm happy to speak to this. That's a great question, because we are at a moment of, inflection point is one of those phrases we hear if you're watching CNN or MSNBC these days. You hear that a lot. Inflection point, though, is what's facing our co-op. We are at a place where we are finally seeing real revenue coming in. Sales growth is really skyrocketing. Our staff is getting empowered. We're really doing some cool stuff. We're seeing new faces. The culture and the vibe and the community within the store is changing. So an opportunity for me as a board member would be to open up more spaces for conversation. I would love to see, and this is something that if you know me at all, I think a lot about, and bear with me, committee charters and how you structure committees. The nerdest thing possible, I love it, but how can we blow open our committees? How can we bring more people into conversations? How can we open it up and get even more ideas? Because I think we have to look at strategic planning for 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years from now. This region is in a growth period. This co-op is at an inflection point where our identity is actively changing around us. So we, as a co-op, have to embrace change right now. And we have to think about what is this co-op going to be, and how are we going to be integral still and in a new and bigger way to Northwest Arkansas in 10 years, and 20 years, and 50 years, and on down the road.
Yeah, I think my main goal for the co-op, and why I want to my main goal to sit on this board, is to bring more people in from my generation, bring more students from the university in here, and to be contributing. I know many of the students do have a membership here. I'd love to find more ways to get them to shop here, for this to be their full-time grocery store like it is for many of us. And aside from that, I do think that it's super important, the culture of the staff and the team, and being able to
match their wage with their robust benefits?
Thank you for your question. Local small business integration is my top priority, and wanting to advocate for those small businesses to be integrated across the store and on our shelves. And also something I didn't get to mention is that I'm a Whole Foods expat myself. And so I have the business acumen and knowledge of what it means to run, I hope, a profitable retail store and what that means in order for us to then achieve the other goals that we want to bring forward. Team member wage increase, et cetera, et cetera. So profitability and local product integration are my two platforms.
So I think that increasing accessibility to a broader community would be one of my main focuses. I work in the nonprofit world, so I kind of am in touch with what's going on in the broader sphere as far as maybe some folks that don't shop here and just trying to reach more people to encourage the love of healthy food, but also just to have a more product variety so that there's maybe some cheaper options for folks that might think that they can't shop here.
Thank you all. Thank you all so much. We would love to take any more questions that you may have. Susanna in here. Oh. Transformers are not coming.
Can you hear me? I would like to know what each one of you thinks about how to improve communication with owner members.
How to improve communication with owner. I'm going to go backwards. Yeah, Megan, you ready? And let's come up here a little bit. This getting a little close to the speaker is getting weird on us.
Well, so I think there is a lot of potential on the internet, but I also feel like in this space, as you can see, like we have the potential to reach the community by having these events. So I feel like there's a lot of potential in person, but also something maybe like an online forum could be useful. It's not something I've thought about. I definitely would consider it more before I answer it more thoughtfully, but I think that's a good question.
Oh, Megan, you took the words out of my mouth. I'll just add to maybe what you just shared is saying, is there an opportunity for more meet the maker, local vendor stories in that digital online sense to then bring those into real life, whether it is an event on the patio or a demo in the store. And then that fosters that ability for people to connect in person because they have something to talk about when they see each other. So some sort of blending of storytelling of the amazing products that exist, the people of the community, and what does that look like both online and in person.
Like I said in my speech, I think that a good idea would be to have kind of a members directory, kind of like there is like in the business chambers of commerce. They have an online portal and members directory. A younger people refer to it. It's something kind of like a Discord type environment where we can all chat on different channels. Like maybe there's a health and wellness channel we all chat on. And maybe there's a channel on organic produce and an ingredients channel where everyone talks about ingredients and puts out and can help share new studies on the ingredients they find, like ingredients that we might not want in our food. We can talk about that and share with each other about that. But speaking to that, I'd love a members portal and directory. That's how I would address that.
So, as I know you know well, and others, over the course of a couple of years there, we had what seemed or felt like a narrowing of communication, where there was less, not just less communication going out maybe, because I know that our team was doing a fantastic job, but it seemed like just a few points were communicating to just some people and not everybody. And I think culturally right now, we as a co-op are in a much better place to communicate on every channel. So meet everybody where they are. So we brought the bulletin board back. Yay. We brought the newsletter back. That could even be expanded. We're doing more on social media. I love, and I'll just give a shout out to y'all, I love the Instagram posts about the parking struggles. How often have I had that conversation with people where they're like, oh man, the parking, I don't go there. But yeah, it's like, we know it's a problem, but yeah, here are solutions. Like, but just finding ways to talk all the time to everybody. And I think there's lots of ways to do that. But that's really broadening the conversation and really being open. And I want to give special credit to Randy, our board president, as well as Dennis Hanley for this, of making sure that everybody knows that if you come to a board meeting, you come to one of our porch meetings, people are going to listen to you. We want there to be communication. So making sure that every space feels open and you're seeing a response on the communication. So that's print, that's social media, that's email blast, that's everything. And it's also embracing our new staff direction and culture, Dennis's direction, and hopefully what I think of, and I'll give credit to Randy again, our board culture of just like, tell us what you think, and we're going to actually talk to you about it.
Thank you so much. I think we have time for one more question from the member owners back here. All right. I think that was it. Yep.
Hi. Thank you so much. Love you guys' answers so far. I just wanted to ask, you guys were talking a little bit about reaching a new customer base and, expanding your reach. And I was curious about any thoughts and feedback about how to reach a new generation, like of co-op shoppers. I know you guys have the Book Nook, and there's all sorts of things from this, train up a child as they should go and things like that. And so just any thoughts on how to get some newness, some freshness here into the co-op, how to get teens and, young people and things like that in the door, and to get them to be members and to get them to really buy into what we've got going on here, because what we've got going on here is amazing.
You first, so y'all want to go like that. All right, I'll go first. I love having a 10-year-old in the store feel like it's their space. As somebody who's had kids, so I have 3 boys, 15, 15, and 10. They've all been raised in co-ops. And I could say that since we've been in Fayetteville, I don't think my 10-year-old had a place at the co-op that wasn't by my side until right now, which is an amazing thing. He's not old enough to be a member, and he doesn't have his own money, I know. So there's a couple of things that I think Dennis is really leading on already, and shout out to the bylaws. You're going to be voting on a bylaw change with this election. Part of that bylaw change is looking at how we can get the children and other family members of staff and board a way to get into the co-op, which actually has been prohibited in the past. Love to talk to you all more about that, but I think it's part of a really important shift for us to think we want people at Fayetteville High School. We want people at Bentonville High School. We want young people to think of this as their co-op, a place where they come in at 15, 16 years old, and then if they want to leave later, they're well-trained and they're going to be the best employee that some other company gets, great. If they want to stay and grow with us, that's great too. So I think thinking of everybody in the community as a partner and our young people as part of our co-op instead of young people just as people that might end up choosing our co-op later. I think that's one way to address it.
Yes, I think that just giving younger people from elementary school age to high school and college age a space to belong, like maybe for the young people we have interactive water toys and hands-on activities out here to make them feel like they have a space. And the college kids, I feel like they come here and study and they feel like they have a space. And what Joshua said about high school kids, maybe they come here and work part-time and they feel like they have a space here and they can work their way up either here or be well-trained somewhere else. I think that's hit on the nose. Thank you. I think there's an opportunity for either member owners or community advocates in general to somehow be incentivized to bring their networks with them here. A good example of that is when I saw the incredible work of the Big Gay Market that was happening here over Pride Month. And what I loved about the co-founders of Big Gay Market is that they then brought, obviously, their constituent base of clothing, food, textile. Well, I said clothing already. So body care. But then those particularly body care and food and beverage items, could those also be potential local suppliers in the co-op? That then when they come in and they're integrated in the store, are they then sharing in their social feeds to then bring their communities in with them once they're on the shelves? So using a community advocate to create an event to drive people here that then creates a pipeline of possible vendors, and then those vendors bring their community, that would be my ideal.
Yeah, I think that's a really great idea, as well as getting out into the community and having like booths at events, but also I think, like I said, donating food to certain like charitable events and just making our voices known in the community that may not be here. I also kind of feel like there is a potential to bring back some of the old co-op members, because I feel like there are a lot of young people kind of coming in here, and that's great, and I want that. But I feel like when we moved here, we lost some of that. So I think potentially, like, over the past year, all the growth that we've had and making things better will bring people in, but like sharing the word to tell some of our OG members to spread the word to some of the people that they haven't seen here in a long time could be something.
Extension.
Wow. All right. Thank you all so much. Please give us another round of hand for these amazing candidates. Thank you guys so much. You did so good. Feel free to go back. You're done. Yeah, you can be no longer nervous. Great job, everyone. You all did amazing. Wow. I'm done. I'm just blown away by this group that we have this year. All right, we're into the last stretch here of the annual members meeting this year. The last thing we're going to do is we're going to do a reading of our bylaw changes that we are proposing as a board. To do that, I would love to introduce Randy Wilburn back up here to walk us through that.
Thank you. That's great. Let's give a round of applause for our candidates, because listen, it's important. I mean, some of you guys need to be up here next year. Board perpetuation is one of the things that we focus on, right? Because none of us are going to be able to run here for the next 15 or 20 years, maybe Joshua, but that's about it. So, but seriously though, I mean, it's important that we get everyone that comes and calls this place home as a retail outlet, serve, find a way to serve. And some of it might just be something simple. So anyway, I just want to explain, there's two things that you guys, in addition to voting for 3 of the 4 candidates that will be on your ballot. And again, you can do this electronically. You can do it up at the front desk. So you'll have plenty of options to vote. But there's 2 items that we have to vote on. And the first one is I wanted to explain in regards to our articles of incorporation. We had a question that somebody asked, will you please clarify for me what exactly is being amended? And so item number 2, what does the date of the foregoing amendment refer to? What was there a previous amendment voted on by the membership? And then item number 3, referring to the 9th paragraph of articles. And we've included all this on the sheet up there. How do the articles currently read, and what is being cut out to be replaced by the 9th period of existence is perpetual? And so here's the response. This is where it all boils down to. The foregoing amendment refers to the amendment itself that changes the duration of the co-op to be perpetual, okay? No, there was not a recent previous amendment that was voted upon. Foregoing just refers to this amendment. So the 9th paragraph of the articles previously stated the period of existence is 50 years from the first day of September 2015. With the implementation of this amendment, the co-op will not have to periodically extend the duration of the co-op's existence with additional amendments. To provide additional information and clarification, the previous law in the state of Arkansas, Cooperative Associations Act, only allowed a co-op to be in existence for 50-year periods, which were able to be renewed. The current law today now permits a perpetual existence. And so we are simply making this change because we believe the co-op will outlive us all. All right? That's something that, we want our kids to be here like, yeah, my grandfather used to come to this place. We love the idea of perpetual existence of the co-op, and additionally, it will reduce administrative work and filing fees for the co-op going forward. So that is what you're voting on for the Articles of Incorporation. Now, the second thing is we have a question on the bylaw change to Section 5.2. The question was, and this is, I'm going to quote it, in regards to the bylaw amendment to Section 5.2, it is not clear what is being stricken from the current section and what the amended text will be. Am I correct in my interpretation that the 2 sentences below, beginning with no dependent, immediate family member, or household member of any director, and it just goes on, is being replaced with the section highlighted, and that the remainder of the text presented is the current wording of Section 5.2? And so this is the response to that question. The last 2 sentences of our current bylaw 5.2 currently read as follows. No dependent, immediate family member, or household member of any director or potential director may earn more than $500 per year as an employee of the cooperative. Employees are not eligible to be directors. Okay? Those last two sentences are being replaced with the following paragraph. No spouse or cohabitating partner of any director or potential director may be employed by or serve as independent contractor for the cooperative. Dependents, immediate family members or household members other than a spouse or cohabitating partner of any director or potential director may be employed by or serve as independent contractor for the cooperative as long as said dependents, immediate family members, or household members do not hold a management level position at the cooperative. Bottom line is they can be employees. They can't be managers. They can't be in charge of other people. Okay, so that would allow, say, the child of a director like myself to work here if he goes to the high school and come here and work part-time, or somebody else along those lines. For purposes of this section, a management level position is defined as any specialist, manager, director, or any other employee or independent contractor who has supervisory or managerial authority in their role at the cooperative. And the employment of or role as an independent contractor of any dependent, immediate family member, or household member of any director or potential director by the cooperative shall not create a conflict of interest or affect the powers of said director or potential director in any circumstance, including but not limited to the director or potential director's ability to vote and take any action that may indirectly impact the employment or independent contractor status of said dependent, immediate family member, or household member of the director or potential director. Are you guys still awake? All right. There's a lot of legalese in here. I know. I get it. So, yes. Neither employees nor independent contractors are eligible to be directors. And to provide additional information and clarification on this, the reason why this even came about was that the board and management believe the current language is too broad and restrictive and has prohibited the hiring of qualified individuals at the employee level, and that the proposed revision will allow for certain household members to be employed in certain positions by the co-op without creating conflicts of interest. And just to answer this question, we do have in the employee handbook issues dealing with nepotism and things of those matters. So we do address this on multiple levels in the co-op. And so we're not flying blindly. This is just a chance for us to amend and make some slight adjustments to our current bylaws. So that's what it is. And I know it's a mouthful. You can read it. Everything that I've written here is all up there on there. And I'd also like to just give a thanks and a shout out to Casey Tucker and her amazing team at the Law Group. They have really helped. No, you need to give those guys a round of applause because they've helped us through some sticky situations. And it's, you know, when you find good counsel, you want to stick with them. And so I really appreciate them and everything that they represent, but they know co-op law inside and out. And so this is not the board setting any of this up. We got guidance from them, and that's where you're getting this information from. So anyway, govern yourselves accordingly as you vote, but all I ask you to do is vote. Vote for the candidates, and please vote for this amendment to our Articles of Incorporation and to Bylaw 5.2. And that's all I have. So thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you so much. All right, everyone, it's been a day, and I would like to officially bring this annual member meeting to a close. Can I get a motion to close the meeting? Any questions? Yeah. All right.
Can you explain how members are to vote, the different venues, avenues?
Oh, gotcha. How and where to vote. Okay, cool. Quick question on how and where to vote. So for one, you can start by voting today in person here at the co-op. And those ballots will be available for the next 2 weeks. So to the end of September, we'll have ballots available here at the co-op until the 29th. You can also vote online by going to onf.coop. We'll also be sending out some information via newsletter and otherwise, but you can go to our website, and we'll have the online voting procedure available also until the 29th. As Randy was saying, you'll vote for candidates, the Articles of Incorporation changes, and the bylaws. Does that cover that, Pat? Online voting opens at 8 a.m. in the morning. Yep. All right, cool. Tell your friends. Does that cover that, Pat? All right, cool. Is it real?
Is that okay?
Can I bring? All right. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. Again, I'd like to officially bring this meeting to a close. If there's no more questions, question right here, Miss Diane.
I missed. How will we be notified of the winners and the results of
The results? That's a good question, Lisa. How would we be notified by the candidates and the results of the election?
Yeah, we'll post it on social media, on our website, and we'll have a newsletter coming out saying what the results are as well. And our meeting is October 1st. So please come to that meeting.
Yep, so our next board meeting, and we scheduled that board meeting to be right after that voting so that we can then bring on our new candidates at that point. Does that cover that? Are there any other questions before we come to a close? Thank you. All right. Would anyone like to make a motion to adjourn this meeting? We have a motion back here by Skylar Schwarting. All right. Have a second? By Adam. All right, we have a second. We can bring this meeting to a close. Thank you all so much.